This video is brought to you by the Raven Space Patreon page. Without your help, we cannot do any of the cool things we do, so Patreon allows you to support us and support independent media. And when you support us, we support you by giving you early access to videos, special giveaways, and even Ravens tickets. So check out the Raven Space Patreon and support today. Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Daily, where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is the special episode where we talk about the next game, the Ravens versus the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. So again, some cool stuff. We're going to talk about injuries. We're going to talk about an offensive preview, and we're going to do a defensive preview. And like we do at the end of every single episode, we have a mailbag question coming from you guys, the viewers and subscribers of the Raven Space. So I'm super excited. Please subscribe to Raven Space on YouTube if you're not yet subscribed. Also, a special shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Because without you guys, none of this is possible. Thank you guys so much for your support. We do appreciate it here. We're going to go into the first topic. And we're just going to discuss the injury report for the Jaguars. And there's a big one. There's a super big one. You can see it down below. Brandon Williams is out. Brandon Williams has been ruled out for this game. It's a big deal. Brandon Williams is the best. Maybe I don't want to say the best in the league, but definitely the best in the AFC, the best run stopper in the game. I mean, in the AFC, he's super talented, and without him there, it's going to be tough for the Ravens to stop the run. Some players might need to step up in order to help him out. Some other players that were injured, Max Williams ruled out due to his knee. Terrence West is questionable. Terrence West has not practiced all week. He did practice on Friday, so there may be a chance for him to actually get in the game. I don't know. Buck Allen's gonna have to elevate his game. Zadarius Smith is going to return. You guys know about his injury, and for some reason, the Ravens have still not seen any production from the young cornerback Jalen Hill. He's still injured, which sucks because he got us so excited in the preseason, but we still haven't seen him. And I would love to see how the defense elevates itself with him at that slot corner, but you haven't seen it. For my money, the biggest injury is going to be Brandon Williams. I'm going to talk more about it in the defensive preview, but that's just such a big injury. I think he's a great defensive tackle, and he was getting better at pass rushing, and now this injury may put him back in that category a little bit, so that sucks. Let me know. I think the two big ones, Brandon Williams and Max Williams, which one is bigger for you? For me, of course, is Brandon, but offense is important as well. So let me know in the comments below, and we're going to move on to the second topic of the day, which is an offensive preview. And basically, I just want to go through and talk about what the offense needs to do to be successful in this game. Now, the Jaguars defense is no joke. The Jaguars defense is very good. They're very young, so they're going to be good for a couple more years. They still have not hit their prime just yet, but they're very good. Their defense is better than our offense, and that's just the plain truth of it right now. Now, there is a way that I think the Ravens can beat this team. One, playing good defense, of course, but the wide receivers and the tight ends have to take advantage of the matchups they have. For my money, the Jacksonville Jaguars are very good up front. They just signed Campbell from the Arizona. They got players like Miles Jack and Dante Fowler coming into their own at that linebacker. So running the ball hard, running the ball is going to be difficult, especially since our offensive line is not good, right? So running the ball is going to be very difficult. You still have to try, but it's going to be hard. The way to win this game is they have one corner that's very good named Jalen Ramsey. He is questionable to play. I think he will play, but that's one corner that's very good. The Ravens, in my opinion, have three good receivers. They need to win that battle. They need to win that matchup. They need to be as good as they can be and help Joe Flacco out. If the receivers win that matchup against the cornerbacks, then the Ravens have a chance. If they don't, I don't see the Ravens offense scoring more than 14 points in this game. But that's going to be the key. Now, if the defense gives them the ball, in the red zone or something like that, short fields, okay, then you have a chance. But if it goes the way that a regular game goes, where there aren't 5 turnovers in a game, because you can't bet on that every single time, then the Ravens receivers need to win that battle and help Joe Flacco out. And I think they have a chance to. It's time for Mike Wallace, to stop complaining and show up. And it's time for Brashad Perryman to stop dropping balls and show up. So let me know in the comments below, who is your X factor? I say receivers and tight ends. You guys let me know in the comments below. And now we're going to move on to the defensive preview. And this defensive preview talks about the defense, and we're going to talk more about Brandon Williams, because my X factor for defense is Michael Pierce. Again, the Jaguars are getting better. On offense, they're still very, very, very raw. And when I say very raw, I really mean they're very, very raw. Blake Bortles is still an accident waiting to happen, and shoot, the Ravens may get 5 interceptions off of him. But they're a different team now. Back in the day, when we played them 2 years ago, last year, they were a pass-first team. Now they are a run-first team because they have a workhorse back in Leonard Fournette, who is not, he's going to hit you, right? Now, the Ravens have players at each level that love to hit, right? Even at our safety position, you got Tony Jefferson, who's not afraid to come up and lay the boom on you. But Leonard Fournette is going to lay the boom on some Ravens this game. I would not be surprised to see some Ravens get ran over. But the key to stopping him is Michael Pierce. Do not let the linemen get upfield on linebackers, because the Ravens do have smaller linebackers than other teams do. And not just the Ravens, but the NFL has moved to smaller linebackers to improve zone coverage and sticking running backs. Then back in the day when Ray Lewis was our linebacker, and he didn't do a lot of that covering one-on-one. So I think that if the Ravens want to be, dominant, the run defense has to be dominant this game. Blake Bortles, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about the Jacksonville receivers versus our corners. I'm worried about Leonard Fournette, making a big play. And I think he can do that. But if the Ravens' run defense is good and Michael Pierce, the X factor for this game when defense plays well, the Ravens will dominate this game. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below who your X factor is going to be. I really would like to know, because I'm a Ravens fan just like you guys, and I want to talk to you guys and communicate. So now we're going to move on to my favorite segment, the mailbag question of the day. Again, please send your questions to mailbag@theravenspace.com. Just like Bassett did, and Bassett asks, should the Ravens consider signing Nick Mangold and shift him or others to the guard position? Thank you so much for this question, because honestly, I forgot about old Nick. Nick Mangold, a lot of rumors at the beginning of the year in the off season that he was going to be a Raven. It never worked out. He never signed to any team. And that's the one thing that I think kills this argument for me, is that I do think it would be a great idea to get a player of the caliber of Mangold in there. He will be an improvement on most of your offensive linemen, maybe with the exception of Ronnie Stanley. He will be an improvement for all your starters. However, he's not playing in the NFL. That means to me he does not want to play. That's what it means to me. He doesn't want to play, because if he did want to play, he would be on the Giants right now, because the Giants need they need help. There's so many teams that have bad offensive lines now that if he wanted to play, he would be on the team. I don't think he wants to play, so thus he's not on this team. It's either that or he's asking for too much money, and maybe he'll take a pay cut to play for the Ravens. I don't think so. So I don't think he really wants to play in the NFL. So, that sucks and that's sad, but that's the truth. So if the Ravens want help on offensive line, they need to go elsewhere to get it. So thank you so much for your question. And this is the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this entire week. Please subscribe to the Ravens Space on YouTube for the best Baltimore Ravens videos on the internet. Also, a special shout out one more time to our Patreon subscribers. And also, if you want to help support us and support independent media, check out our link in the description to our Patreon page, where you guys can get cool things in return. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.